Hi traders, it's Nick here and I'm going to do our outlook for next week. And let's start with the USD yen, which really went down a lot and quickly. We expected this retracement. We were waiting for this for weeks actually. But of course, as long as it moved up, we have the rules to stay in. And then up here, it really started to range and started to break out, but it was kind of a false break and price came down, retraced back up, but it could not create a higher high on this chart. So after that, it was kind of clear, especially when it broke our existing trend line coming from the daily chart. Okay, so this went down quickly, over 300 points after the break. And we had a big candle here. Now it's kind of trying to take a breather and retrace. The targets are still down here, right? The extension of this line. So if you check your 4-hourly chart, that's it. And you don't come out of the longs, right? It's a win-win scenario now with your remaining lots. So as long as the price kind of stays below the 633, and here you have also the 200 EMA. So even if it's going up a little bit and starts spiking, you stay in the shorts. Yeah, if you haven't trailed the stop too close, and you still target the 633 in combination with your support line, because if the price really wants to go lower quickly, it will do that here. If not, if it's breaking back up here, you can start trading your stop, of course, and then you get rid of the shorts. But don't be too hasty. It might play around in this area and then really crash and move lower to this line, even to the 200 in extension, maybe down to here. So we have to be patient in these situations, right? Also, the next pair is the Euro US dollar. This created a big daily 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the price moved down for over 1,000, almost 1,200 points. It retraced a little bit, it created our high and low, and now touched the 36. And as expected, in a big trend, if the price retraces, touch the 36, it usually ranges a little bit on the lower time frame or spikes and then moves lower. So ideally, for short setups, you need the price to break that 2 to 3 line, this trend line there. If it does not, if it's not giving you a clean break, it might retrace more on Monday, Tuesday, and try to reach this line. And even in extension, watch the weekly chart, create, give us a bigger retracement of maybe from down here to up here, 500 pips plus. So keep an eye on that. Don't be too hasty. Cable still pointing down, lower highs, lower lows. As long as this line is holding, you stay in the shorts. If it breaks, you start looking for a setup, and then longs. There's nothing else you can do here. Targets, it already reached an area of support. The next major support area would be the 156 area, right? So keep an eye on that. The euro yen moved down quickly, really, like it just crashed, and then boom, it opened. It closed higher than it opened, and that is a sign again of a bigger retracement. And because we have our ranging area here, we want to be careful. We would not only trade intraday wise in between here, but look at this line. What I'm waiting for is a 1, 2, 3, like something that looks smooth, and the price has to break and come back down, because if it doesn't, it's again in the ranging area. We don't like that. Yeah, we want the price to get out of there. So if you don't get any good setups, you look at different pairs. Australian dollar, US dollar, 1, 2, 3s below here or over here. Again, in between, only intraday trades, maybe break off that. Now that you have kind of 3 touches in this range, lower time frame entries if it's worth it. Otherwise, wait for these clean breaks, at least on the 4-hourly chart. The USD CAD is still going up and up and up. On the weekly chart, it created the higher point. That is something we were waiting for, and that was our target since down here. So up here, we watch closely. We don't close all the positions just because we said that was our target. It hit the target, but as long as on the daily chart, especially on the 4-hourly chart, you see kind of intraday wise price trying to create higher highs again, you just stay in, right? Only if it start looking bad. Look at this, we're still expecting this retracement here, and then we'll see if it's breaking the line, we get rid of the longs. If not, we stay in. Yeah, markets are always breathing in, breathing out, retracing, creating 1, 2, 3s or ABCs, higher highs, higher lows, and you just have to follow that. Don't be hasty, don't play around. Like in between right now here, there's no area for you to trade. You want the price to create a high. It did here, maybe it moves higher. Come back to support. This is proven support. You already have your 3 touches. You have the 36. You have guides. You don't want to get to enter somewhere in between. It's not smart. Cadyan 4-hourly chart. If you check the daily, of course, you'll see we have kind of an extension here, and we expected something. Yeah, maybe a big break, or in the end a bounce. So this is spiking. We got some news last week. They moved the market a little bit, but it looks like I was kind of fake. So what we do now that the price moved over that line, and this is coming from a weekly chart, we pay attention. We want to make sure that we get clean setups, and on the 4-hourly it created a big 1, 2, oops, a big 1, 2, 3, a steep 1, 2, 3, and so you watch closely. If that breaks, yeah, and price moves lower, it creates a lower point on the chart, you will find your entries up in this area. Again, do it on lower time frames and risk less, because this is a very steep setup once, and secondly, you have a bounce on the weekly line. So with other words, this is very could be just like a breather here, a small break, and then price moves up in the end. So watch out. Only lower time frame entries intraday wise to target this. If you want to do it in a higher time frame, you have to make sure you don't risk much because of your support. Gold bounced, and we were waiting for weeks for that. This happened, already up 6,000 points or 600 points, depending how you count that, depending probably also on your broker. And if that could stay, if that gives us kind of a daily 1, 2, 3, then we start targeting really the highs of the weekly range. Yeah, so that, because we were waiting for this, you have to take action when the price reaches this area and start trading it, because often what happens, people are watching, they wait the price to hit their, let's say, area of where they wait for setups, and then they're afraid, they're not sure, and they don't take action. So if that happens, you have to take actions. You have to trade, right? Euro CAD, we had this line, price bounced, it didn't move higher at that point. Now it moved lower another 700 points, and it started to range. You know, we have the extension of this line, we have the 200 EMA. We tried some longs, made some pips here, but now we have another bounce, and this now looks much better because it's not confirmed or anything, but if the price breaks this line, also the 633, this could be the continuation of this big trend. But we watch closely, because next week could be different. Price might move lower, and look at this. It would make sense, because it has to create at some point a 1, 2, 3, right? So you watch close. If you get the 1, 2, 3s, of course you start looking for longs again if you're not already in down here. Euro Aussie, same story. This one went up for good. It started to range at some point and then created 1, 2, 3s. We're waiting for the next one. Okay, this was the bounce on the weekly chart. Very powerful. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar as well. Look at this. Look at this. You got your daily 1, 2, 3. It looks like a short 1, 2, 3, but you want to be careful, because this is major horizontal support. yeah, because of that. That is so visible that I'm not sure, but this dropped over 1,000 points. Look at the daily chart. As long as this line is holding, of course you focus on the shorts, but if the price breaks this in the end, then forget the shorts, you have to look for longs. Yeah, so the bounce longs, this is an area, a profit zone area as we call it, or profit zone. We're looking for setups aggressively when we have history here, and we look for setups and try to trade this kind of an early entry. Okay, now GBP CHF, same story. We have multiple bottoms here. This was still in a trend, but it still counts. If you look back on history on this chart, this area had a lot of support here. Again, combination with the 200 EMA, price went down, and almost by the pip it stopped in this area and retraced very, very quickly. So this is a horizontal area or zone, profit zone, and these are areas where you can look for early entries and place orders. You can also do that in a trend, of course. And before I forget, that is something that we do on Monday, like in 2 days from now. And I received a lot of emails, people telling me that they want to sign up, but they don't find the link, and which is a little bit weird because we sent out a couple of emails already. So you have to look into your spam folder, right? You find it right there. This is the last pair I analyzed for today. These are the most, let's say, volatile pairs right now that we use to look for setups. So if you want to join on Monday, it's live. Remember, everything is recorded because I also received a lot of emails, people asking me if I record the sessions because they cannot be there live. Yes, we record everything. You have access to the videos later on, and let me show you right now to make it easy. This is my cool face with my beautiful new sunglasses. Just kidding. So when you go to the Spartan website, you click on live workshop, and then you see it right there. Okay, the link is spartantraderfx.com, and then you have this support minus workshop thing here, and then you just scroll down or you read everything, and you can sign up for it right there. Okay, just to make it easy for you. So have a wonderful weekend still. It's Saturday today. Enjoy your Sunday, and we catch up on Monday in the live room, of course, and later on in the workshop. So see you soon. Bye.